Have you ever felt, well, something unseen? A kind of energy around you, maybe, that just impacts how you feel?
Mm-hmm.
What if ancient civilizations weren't just guessing about some invisible power, but maybe had a natural, almost inherent sensitivity to it?
Right, a connection we've maybe lost touch with.
Exactly, a connection we've largely lost today. And what if we could, right now, learn to sense and even harness it?
That's a fascinating thought.
That's exactly what we're going to dive into. Today, we're exploring chi, that's pronounced chi, this fundamental life force, this animating essence.
And the ancient art of geomancy.
Yes, geomancy, which is all about understanding and, well, harmonizing with chi flow in our environment to optimize our well-being.
And our mission for this deep dive really is to pull back the curtain on these profound but also incredibly practical concepts.
Okay.
We'll be drawing insights from some great sources, including excerpts from Key, Cognition, and modern geomantic practice.
Right.
That'll help us grasp how people might have perceived Key way back when in antiquity. Then we'll really break down the fascinating mechanics of forming a concentrated internal energy field.
What people often call a ki ball. Yeah.
Exactly, the key ball. And finally, we'll explore the kind of ingenious ways modern geomancers adapt their ancient practice to our, let's face it, dense, tech-saturated cities.
Uh-huh.
This deep dive is really about uncovering some profound insights, but also surprisingly practical applications from these, enduring ideas.
Okay, so to really grasp this, maybe we should try and imagine a world totally different from ours.
Yeah, go back in time.
What was it like before all our modern complexities? In a hypothetical antediluvian world, it seems plausible, doesn't it, that pre-modern civilizations simply felt these subtle energetic phenomena more clearly?
It makes intuitive sense.
I mean, think about it. A world largely free from the pervasive man-made electromagnetic fields that EMFs rate. From electricity grids, wireless communication, all the electronics we use constantly.
All that background noise.
Exactly. Wouldn't that lack of energetic noise have fostered a much clearer perception of, natural energetic flows?
Absolutely. It's a completely different sensory landscape, energetically speaking.
And it wasn't just the absence of technology, was it? I imagine things like, say, lower population density played a role, too.
Oh, for sure.
How would that impact the energetic landscape, from a geomantic perspective? Because less concentrated human emotional energy, that would mean a quieter, less energetically chaotic background, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Less psychic static, you
Yeah.
could say. Plus, their lifestyles, as you mentioned, were deeply integrated with natural cycles, solar, lunar, seasonal.
Right.
That kind of harmony, living with the rhythms of nature, it almost certainly would have promoted a more harmonious internal key flow.
Which in turn enhances external sensitivity. Makes sense.
Yeah. And what's fascinating here is that this sort of lost sensitivity suggests chi wasn't just an abstract concept for them, not at all.
No.
It was likely an intrinsic experiential reality, something that directly informed their daily lives.
Like feeling the wind or the sun.
Exactly. And this direct understanding would have shaped early geomantic principles in really practical ways. Think about it. These early peoples might have intuitively chosen locations for their homes, their communities.
Based on good energy flow?
Precisely.
Hmm.
Based on optimal chi flow, not just, defensibility or where the water source was, though those matter too, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We see fascinating evidence of this in ancient structures, like megalithic sites or early agricultural complexes.
Stonehenge and places like that?
Potentially, yes. Their designs, the specific orientations, the materials they chose, the spatial relationships, it all seems intended to harmonize with or even channel environmental chi.
Wow.
It really points to a sophisticated, even if it wasn't written down, understanding of, energetic architecture.
That's amazing.
And it goes even further. Consider the idea of collective energy manipulation.
What do you mean?
Well, communal activities like ritualistic dances, group chanting, focus group intentions. These might not have just been ceremonial. They could have been ways to collectively influence or direct local environmental chi. Maybe for things like agricultural success or healing or even social cohesion.
So they were actively working with this energy.
It truly seems like it was a lived reality, something they understood on a really fundamental level.
That makes you wonder, doesn't it? If we could just strip away our modern energetic noise, the constant pings, the Wi-Fi everywhere, the always-on tech, what subtle inputs are we missing today?
It's a great question.
Is our sort of modern fog actually dulling a natural human sense we didn't even realize we had? So it sounds like for them, chi was just well, part of their sensory experience, like feeling the weather.
Yeah, much more immediate.
And if that's the case, then things we think of as advanced practices today, like concentrating your own energy, maybe that was quite natural for them.
It's very possible.
I'm thinking specifically about what we now call a chi bowl. The sensation of concentrated personal energy was, well, very likely a natural outcome of that kind of inherent energetic sensitivity for these early peoples.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't necessarily require hours of meditation like it might for us today.
Right. It might have just arisen from innate bodily awareness and focused attention.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they unconsciously or consciously used this personal energy concentration for things like self-healing or enhancing physical prowess or reaching heightened states of awareness.
Especially in a world where that direct energetic experience was just more common, more part of the fabric of life.
But, okay, let's not just talk about ancient history.
Yeah.
How does this actually work for us right now?
Let's get practical.
When we hear about forming a chi ball, what are we actually talking about? From a geomantic perspective, I mean.
Yeah.
It's not a physical object you can like hold, right?
Exactly. No, you can't physically grasp it. It's more a palpable phenomenon of concentrated personal bioenergetic ki.
Okay, palpable phenomenon.
Think of it as an area of heightened energy density that you perceive through your proprioception. You know, your body's sense of its own position and movement.
And other subtle sensory input. The analogy that really clarifies it, I find, and it sticks with me, is that it's kind of like gathering a handful of invisible river water.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. You're not creating the water, right? It's always there. You're just sensing the intensified presence of something that's usually diffuse, spread out.
Okay, makes sense. So how do you do it? What's involved?
Well, the process of concentrating this ki generally involves 5 key elements, all working together in pretty fascinating ways.
Or element 1.
First, directed intention and sustained focus. These are the absolute foundational catalysts. It's the conscious act of directing your mental awareness, your will, to the space between your hands or maybe within your palms.
This is not just wishing.
No, it's a focus command, really, that kicks off the energetic process.
Okay, element 2.
Second, specific physical posture and alignment are pretty crucial. The common posture, holding your palms facing each other.
Yeah.
That creates a kind of closed circuit, or maybe a resonant cavity. This naturally helps the chi circulate and accumulate between the hands.
Ah.
And it's also vital to keep your body relaxed, so as the shoulders, arms, wrists let the chi flow unhindered. And proper spinal alignment supports the whole internal chi circulation too.
Got it. Relaxed but aligned. Number 3.
Third, breath regulation. Specifically, deep abdominal breathing. This significantly enhances chi accumulation in the lower dantian. That's a primary energy center down in the abdomen.
The belly breathing.
Right. The rhythmic expansion and contraction of your breath can be consciously linked to the feeling of gathering and condensing chi into the hands. It acts almost like an energetic pump, drawing energy inward.
Interesting. Okay, 4th element.
Fourth is internal visualization and sensory anticipation. Now, this isn't about conjuring a perfect literal image, but the mental picture, maybe a gathering energy, a glowing sphere, a dense mass that reinforces your intention and helps concentration. And at the same time, expecting to feel specific sensations like pressure, warmth, tingling, maybe some resistance that primes your sensory system to actually perceive the subtle energetic changes happening.
So you're sort of telling your senses what to look for.
In a way, yes. You're setting the stage. And finally, the 5th element is the sensory feedback itself. That's the culmination.
Well, feeling it.
Exactly. The tautness or pushback you might feel between your hands, that's the direct sensory experience of the concentrated energetic field. It signifies the increased density of chi.
What else might you feel?
Other common indicators include warmth, or sometimes coolness, tingling, vibration, or maybe a sense of swelling or pressure in the palms.
Wow.
What's truly remarkable, I think, isn't just that these steps work, but how they show our bodies aren't just passive recipients of energy, we're active cultivators.
That's a powerful point. We're not just using energy, we're actively generating it, shaping our own energetic reality.
Precisely.
So, the source of this energy, then, where does it come from? Primarily, it comes from what's called postnatal chi. Right?
That's the main source, yes.
This is the energy you acquire every single day, the food you eat, the air you breathe, your interactions with the environment.
Right. It's the readily available stuff, the replenishable chi.
And I understand that cultivating this postnatal chi can also sort of activate and draw upon prenatal chi, the original or yuan chi.
Yes, the prenatal chi is that innate, inherited life force, often said to be stored in the kidneys. Cultivating postnatal chi can help preserve and even gently access that deeper reserve.
Okay. And for really advanced practitioners, I hear it's even possible to draw and concentrate chi directly from the immediate environment.
That's right. Integrating external environmental chi with their personal energy field is a more advanced skill. Yeah.
Okay. So if these ancient principles are so profound and this chi ball thing is something we can potentially feel, how does all this fare in the stark contrast of our modern urban life?
The big question.
How on earth do these practices adapt to our densely populated, tech-heavy environments? Cities sound like an energetic labyrinth.
They absolutely can be, and that raises really important questions for geomancers today. Cities present significant challenges for chi perception and flow, no doubt about it.
Like what specifically?
Well, first off, the sheer population density. It creates incredibly complex, often chaotic, collective energetic fields.
Just too many people packed together.
Yeah, think of it as energetic congestion or just plain noise. All the stress, the illness, the negative emotions from huge populations, it all contributes to what's known in geomancy as ki pollution or sha.
Sha, that's stagnant or negative energy.
Exactly. Stagnant, discordant, or just plain negative energy that can really permeate the urban fabric.
You know, when I first started learning about ki pollution in cities, I pictured something kind of sci-fi.
Yeah.
But then you walk through a really crowded, stressed out downtown area, maybe during rush hour, and you can almost feel that energetic congestion. It makes a kind of eerie sense, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, what else?
Then there are the architectural obstructions of materials, massive concrete, steel, glass structures. They act as both physical and energetic barriers.
How so?
They disrupt the natural flow of Earth's chi, those invisible energy pathways across the planet, sometimes called ley line lines.
These buildings can create areas where ki stagnates, or sometimes where it gets unhealthily overconcentrated. And things like sharp angles, really tall towering structures, cramped spaces, they're notorious for generating shock.
Okay.
And of course, the pervasive lack of natural features. Fewer mountains, free-flowing rivers, dense forests, that drastically diminishes the sources of natural vibrant ki. Urban parks and green spaces help, they're beneficial, but they often struggle to match the energetic quality of, a pristine natural environment.
Sure, a city park isn't quite the same as a national forest.
Not quite. But perhaps the most significant modern challenge, the one people talk about a lot now, is the impact of wireless technologies.
The EMFs again. 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi.
Exactly. All that pervasive electromagnetic radiation. From a traditional geomantic perspective, this constant bombardment is often seen as a form of disruptive, incoherent shaki.
Why incoherent?
Because it's artificial. It doesn't follow natural patterns. It's thought that this can actively interfere with the natural ki patterns of the Earth and potentially disrupt the delicate bioenergetic fields of living beings.
Ourselves included.
Ourselves included. Leading potentially to energetic imbalances and making it just plain harder for individuals to sense and cultivate their own internal ki, including forming that ki ball. Plus, just the constant exposure to all kinds of artificial stimuli, lights, sounds, information overload that can lead to sensory overload and desensitization, making it harder to perceive the subtle energetic cues we were talking about earlier.
Wow, okay, so cities sound like an energetic obstacle course. How does a geomancer even begin to navigate that? I mean, are they just fighting an uphill battle constantly?
It can feel like that sometimes, maybe, but it's less a fight and more a sophisticated adaptation.
They've developed some truly ingenious approaches.
Like what strategies do they use to make these ancient principles work today?
Well, there's definitely a heightened emphasis on intensive personal ki cultivation. Building up your own energy first.
Exactly. Through practices like qigong, meditation, specific breathing exercises, urban geomancers work really hard to strengthen their internal ki. A strong internal ki field acts like a filter, and an amplifier. It makes it much easier to perceive external ki amidst all the urban noise.
Okay.
And the ki ball practice, in this context, becomes even more crucial. It's a tool for self-regulation, for maintaining energetic clarity in a challenging environment.
So it's like tuning your own instrument before trying to hear the orchestra.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Then there's also a significant shift towards micro-geomancy.
Micro, meaning small scale.
Right. Focusing on optimizing smaller, personal environments, your apartment, your office space. Applying geomantic principles to things like furniture arrangement, color schemes, lighting, the materials you use within your own confined space to enhance positive key flow right where you live and work.
Okay, practical stuff for your own home.
Very practical. And remedial feng shui becomes vital here too.
The cures and adjustments.
Precisely. Using specific remedies, maybe mirrors, plants, small water features, crystals, specific colors to deflect, mitigate, or maybe transform disruptive Shaki that might be coming from urban structures or even technology outside your window.
Got it. Trying to create a little bubble of good energy.
That's the idea. They also strategically incorporate natural materials wherever possible: wood, stone, and definitely living plants. Small indoor water features like tabletop fountains can also help introduce and circulate natural, harmonious ki within otherwise artificial environments.
Bringing nature inside.
As much as possible. And finally, experienced urban geomancers, they learn to actually identify how ki still flows within the urban grid. It does flow, just differently.
How? Where?
Through parks, maybe tree-lined avenues, certain waterways, or even specific architectural designs that perhaps inadvertently facilitate positive flow. They learn to recognize these pathways and utilize them, like energetic conduits within the city itself.
That is fascinating, finding the hidden currents.
Exactly. It's about working with the environment you're in, however complex it might be.
Wow. What a journey we've taken, really. From thinking about the intuitive, energetic sensitivity of ancient civilizations.
Right, that potential lost connection.
To the really precise mechanics of the ki ball as this concentration of personal bioenergy.
That tangible feeling.
And then all the way to these ingenious adaptations needed for modern geomantic practice in cities. It really emphasizes the profound continuum of these principles, doesn't it? Across thousands of years.
It really does.
It makes me think about my own connection to my environment, you know? How much attention do I actually pay?
And the core message, I think, remains that the chi ball, that ability to sense and gather your own energy, stands as a tangible personal testament to an inherent human capacity.
Something we all potentially have.
Exactly. A capacity that can be cultivated regardless of the external conditions. It's not just some ancient curiosity. It's an accessible practice, something you, the listener, could potentially explore and experience.
So, here's a final thought to leave everyone with. In a world that's increasingly shaped by human construction, by technology, could understanding and actively cultivating our energetic connection be more vital now than ever before?
A crucial question for our times.
How does this deep dive maybe urge you to reevaluate your own connection, your own sensitivity to both your internal energy and the energetic realities of the world around you? Something to think about.